How's it going, guys? Skoks, Chicago Blackhawks Central here. Going to recap Blackhawks and Sabres from Saturday night. Final score 4-2. So we will run through that game and then look ahead to tomorrow night on Tuesday night against the Vancouver Canucks. Should be a fun one. Definitely interesting and a few interesting updates from practice regarding the lineup. A few changes here, so we will go over that. And let me run the intro. Yeah, so let's start out with the lineup before the game on Saturday night against the Sabres. Let's check that out so everyone can have an eye on it. Let me bring it up here. And from Charlie Romeliotis on Saturday night. Shout out to him for the lineup. Let's see here. Foligno, Bedard, Teravainen was the first line. Not a whole ton clicking on Saturday. Same from the second line. Not a whole ton going from Taylor Hall, Kershev, Bertuzzi. So the top six is consistent. With the same players, right? But not a great performance on Saturday. Didn't see a whole ton of push, not a whole ton of chances created, right? And that's what we do need. But Mikheyev, Dickinson, Donato, a few plays from them, but not a whole ton. Ilya Mikheyev, to me, is still um, just a non-factor. Just hasn't done much of anything. Creating scoring chances, really good defensive plays. There's just not a whole ton from him. I really don't know what's going on there. He's been skating well, and he handles the puck decently, but just not creating a whole ton, not doing just not doing much. So we'll see what happens down the line here coming up in the next few weeks. But a few changes to the lineup in practice, but I will go over that after this. Lucas Reichel with Onasiu and Craig Smith. That was the line that did all they could on Saturday night. Craig Smith with 2 goals and Lucas Reichel with 2 assists on his season debut, his first stint this season, and looked all right at home. Or this was his second game in, but definitely loved what I saw from Lucas Reichel. A few nice passes, a great scoring chance, and that rebound kicks out to Craig Smith for the goal, and he pots it in past Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Great shot from Craig Smith, veteran winger. I've always liked this game. Decent player, but Lucas Reichel loved creating those chances. Loved the speed that we saw. Thought he skated very well. And just keep it going. Keep him in the lineup. Let him figure out his role, right? You have to let him, create. Let him improve. If you're already writing him off, even without giving him ice time, then that's really not doing a whole ton. You're not letting him prove anything. And if you think he's like a failed draft pick here with the Hawks, let him play. Let him prove you wrong. Let him prove you right. But you got to let him play, man. But loved what we saw from him this second game against the Sabres. And looking at the D core on Saturday, Vlasic Jones, thank God they're back together for this stretch. Stop splitting them up. I just don't love splitting up that pair because I think they play very well together since last season. Just don't break that up, man. Really, Kaiser, Brody, White Kaiser thought he's looked fine as well since he's returned from that injury. like what we're seeing from him. Thought he skates well. I love his chippiness, his play in the defensive zone, and I think he keeps the puck in pretty well at the blue line in the O zone. I really like how he's playing now. TJ Brody, not doing a whole ton for me. Just a slow player, and I just don't like slow players, man. And you do see him struggling out there at times when the speed catches up and he's caught in a bad position. Then he'll get beat 1, 2, 3, just like that. So definitely don't like the slow defenseman like that on the back end. But we'll see what Coach Luke does with that. Pairing as well. Looking at Nolan Allen, Connor Murphy, also like what I've seen from them together. Nolan Allen, just love watching these young players play this season because they need their ice time, they need their chances. You know, they need opportunity, and I think that they played very well. Kaiser, Vlasic, and Nolan Allen. That's awesome to see. Three young Hawks players on the blue line, and I think that's what you need this season because you would love for these guys to carve out their role, let them develop. And I know they always say you can't develop in the NHL, but when you have opportunity like this in the lineup and you do have the skill ready to go with Vlasic, Kaiser, and Allen. It's nice seeing them get ice time. Right, it's great to see. Arvid Soderblom in net. Didn't think he had a bad game at all. A few lucky bounces with the deflection. Made some pretty good saves as well. Shout out to him for those new pads that he has on. Those pads look awesome uh, with the black and white pads, right? But yeah, shout out to Soderblom. Thought he played well. Not all on him against the Sabres on Saturday. Only let in 3 goals since the last one was an empty netter, but decent game from Arvid. Let me pull up these stats really quick just to go over the scoring. Tage Thompson got the first for the Sabres. Beck Malenstein got the second for the Sabres in the first period. Makes the game 2-zip going into the second period here. Craig Smith, Seth Jones to Lucas Reichel with the nice cross ice pass across the blue line going into the O zone. And Craig Smith goes far side with that shot. Love to see that. Really like Craig Smith on the wing, especially with these um, speedy players. That's a really nice pass and a good shot from Craig Smith. Once again, Connor Murphy, Lucas Reichel with a shot on net. Really good looking chance. Uh, Almost scored there for Reichel, but the rebound pops out for Craig Smith for his second goal of the game. Nice to see for Craig Smith get a little juice going this season. Nice to get 2 goals on the board and help us out, and that tied up the game, making it 2-2. In the second period, JJ Paterka, about 6 minutes later, from Owen Power to Tage Thompson to JJ Paterka. He scores on Soderblom, makes the game 3-2 going into the third period. Even all around, really solid period. But Ryan McLeod, he gets the empty net goal with about 30 seconds to go. Hawks pulled Arvid, right? And yeah, empty net goal for the Cloud. Solid game all around. Not too mad about it, but would have loved to go to OT, get a point there, possibly win. But the Sabres played a tough game. I believe that's only their second win of the season, so not a great team out of the gates, but definitely a winnable game, and looking to bounce back against the Vancouver Canucks here somehow, some way. But let's pull up the Vancouver Canucks roster so we can preview that. Pretty much all on the Hawks and Sabres. Final score 4-2 for the Hawks and Sabres. But let's check out the Canucks lineup. Shout out to Puckpedia once again for the resource because Cap Friendly is dead. It's completely gone. Um, Yeah, so we've been using Puckpedia for the lineup previews because it's a really good source now. Let's look at their first line. Totally forgot. Had no idea really. Jake DeBrusk is on the Vancouver Canucks. He's on the first line on the wing with JT Miller and Brock Besser. That's pretty solid all around, man. A lot of offense and a little defense on that first line, but some really nice skill for the Canucks there. Nils Hoglander and Darius Garland are on the wings of Elias Pettersson, 25 years old still, crazy, making 11.6 million. Pettersson is, and he's a 2C. That's just the lineup number. When you look at the preview like that, but Pettersson is obviously the best centerman here. Heinen, Sherwood on the wings of Bluger, Sprong, and Pew Suter, Hawks legend, on the wings of Amon. Not familiar with him, but he's 24 years old. Just all around, not looking into a ton of what they have going on right now, but I think this is a winnable game. Definitely have a chance, especially when we took down the Oilers last week. But would love to get a win on Tuesday night against the Vancouver Canucks. I would love to see um, their record. If anyone has their record, just let me know because I would love to know. But I'm looking at their D core for Tuesday. This is the most recent update from them. Luke Hughes, Philip Hronik, they were on fire last season. Not sure how they started out, but all around very solid. Carson Soucy, Tyler Myers, Brandstrom, Descharnay, Forbert, Juleson, Kevin Linkonen, and Silovs in net. Thatcher Demko is on IR right now, currently. But Silovs and Linkonen, I mean, beatable in net. Definitely not scared of them. I think we might be facing Linkonen tomorrow night. I think I saw from Tracy Myers, Hawks reporter. I believe that she interviewed Kevin Linkonen. Not sure if he's starting, but we will know tomorrow on Tuesday whether we're facing Kevin Lincoln or Arturs Silovs in net. So definitely a winnable game, an interesting lineup for the Canucks. Not a whole ton of you know scary lines here, but the top six is definitely very skilled offensively. Hoglander, Garland, Besser, DeBrusk, um, Miller, and Pedersen. Lot of skill there, but I think this is a winnable game if you could play physical, slow them down a little, and let's convert on our special teams. And let's get over to the updates from today from practice. Looking at the lineup because I know there's a lot going on about a few of the changes. Um, Looking at the lineup from practice, Coach Luke had a few quotes from uh, the post practice interview, right? From Charlie Romeliotis once again, Luke Richardson on Philip Kurashev, who's likely to be a healthy scratch on Tuesday. Quote to me, he's a guy that I've gotten used to counting on, and he can't play the way he did last game. For me to continue to count on him like that, I know he'll use it as a bit of a wake up call and be better. So yeah, so it looks like Kershaw will be out of the lineup on Tuesday. Don't love that. I didn't think he was the worst player on Saturday night. So we'll see what happens with the lineup after that. And it just seems like it'll be a one game tune up for him. Update from Scott Powers: Artem Levchinov has a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and should determine when he joins the team for practice. So whether he joins the Hawks this season to get a few games in, that would be cool, or if he just starts down um, in Rockford with the Ice Hogs. We're looking at the lineup for tomorrow from the Hawks. First line, Foligno, Bedard, Teravainen, so same there. Second line, Taylor Hall, Double A, Athanasiou is plugged in as the 2C right now with Bertuzzi. I still don't love that. I don't think Athanasiou is better than Kurashev in that spot. Um, Even with the game that he had on Saturday, I just don't think that garners a healthy scratch and promote Athanasiou to the second line. Little mind-boggling. Don't love it, but he's sending a message. Coach Luke is. So we'll see what happens with that. Dickinson, Donato, Mikheyev on the third line. Maroon, Reichel Smith. Um, Reichel and Smith, they had some pretty good chemistry that last game, so I like keeping them together. But Pat Maroon gets back in the lineup for Tuesday night. Don't love Pat Maroon either, but looks like we can be going or will be going a little more physical on Tuesday night with Maroon in the lineup again. Trying to slow down the Canucks, but Vlasic Jones, Kaiser Murphy, Alan Brody on Tuesday. Same lines, but they move up Kaiser and Murphy to the second pair, but still doesn't really matter with the shifts. Mrazek in net, and the extras will be Anderson, Joey Anderson, Kurashev, and Phillips. Still don't love it, but we'll see how that turns out. My guess is that we won't have a whole ton of offense once again, taking out two of more skilled players, Kurashev over Double A and Joey Anderson over Pat Maroon. So we'll see how that shakes out. But on Tuesday night against the Sabres or against the Vancouver Canucks, and what time this puck drop will be 7:15, and yeah, so a little earlier than the 7:30 start time, but 7:15 puck drop on Tuesday night. Um, we will see how this shakes out here with a bit of a new lineup. A few guys out, a few of the extras are in, right? And we'll see how that goes. But we'll be back tomorrow night to wrap that up. Hawks and Canucks. We'll see you then. Let's go Hawks.